Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Laurel Park. Naomi Tucker, Keith Fustel. That intro still gets me going every time. Happy weekend. I'm glad you've joined us here today. Keith, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well. Beautiful day. Chamber of Commerce kind of day here in lovely Laurel, Maryland. A little chill, but sun is shining. I mean, not many clouds in the sky, so we've got some fans here today. So go get yourself a bucket of beer from the pizza lady Karen or Maria, and head on out to the apron.
I agree.
Yes.
Beautiful weather for racing the horses. Love it when it's like this. Of course, we come on the back of a stellar day yesterday. The Stronach 5 did get hit 2,200 tickets, $313.30 it paid. But of course, Keith, we kicked things off here at Laurel Park with Paradise Song winning, and then we went to Gulfstream Park where Bahamian Girl got the job done. But I must admit that I was smiling when Thunder in the Valley finally, on her 12th try, was able to get the win, even though she didn't really want to, though. John Herrado really had to get at her.
How about that with, to the inside, Awesome Butterfly at 90 to 1? You think that might have forced a carryover? I mean, with somebody, you see all the other kind of shorter prices mixed in there. If you throw that one into the mix, wow. And that was funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but I mean, something we've never seen as chart callers. I've been doing it for almost 30 years, Bill, longer than I. The outer girth was lost right coming to the finish line. I don't know if you picked that up on the video, but that's something I haven't seen.
No, that doesn't happen frequently. I must admit I've actually never seen that before.
Yeah.
So that's quite something. I love that. I mean, that's your maiden tens for you. Always like a bit of a big price at the nightcap here at Laurel Park. So I'm not going to lie to say that I wasn't surprised, because I wasn't. I thought, yeah, that makes sense. I'm still glad I had Thunder in the Valley as well, though.
Yeah.
And of course, Santa Anita Park, Hard Metal, and Better Rispoli guided him to victory. And then that single at Golden Gate Fields, Made in Carew, that so many used. Julie came in for Steve Miadi. So if you played my $54 ticket, you got about 313 back. And we had $750,000 in the Stronach 5.
That was,
I mean...
Yeah, I was watching it pop up on the screen. I said, I thought around 550, and it just kept on going and going. So, it shows the popularity of the wager, and especially when you throw a little carryover, and the people just flock to a bet like that. And you know how it's structured, in a short period of time, you get a lot of action. So, it's good. And I tell you, better than a parlay, the payout again if you do the math. So you got to like that. And that last race, that was a little tough for that horse at Golden Gate. Life and death to win it. Stretch battle. It looked like it was just going to kind of roll right on by at the quarter. The horse to the inside had nothing, wanted nothing to say. I'm going to stay around. And it was life and death for those guys who were hanging on to that single.
Like lots to like about the sequence, and fun following it as well. And of course, we were hoping that it might hit over the 500,000. So wonderful surprise to see everyone supporting it so devotedly. As for today, beat the expert time. Like I said before, no pressure at all here.
None.
I had a strong day yesterday. I hope I'm not going to bounce. I gave out the Stronach 5, had multiple winners on top and a couple of seconds. I had a fun day. And now I'm like, okay, back this up with even more. But I hope you're playing against me. Should be a fun 9-race card coming up. I will try and guide you through it as well. Check out the track conditions. As we mentioned, lovely weather, not too warm, perfect racing weather.
Yeah. Absolutely. Gorgeous, gorgeous day today. And track yesterday, pretty honest for the most part. You wanted to stay within range, top of the stretch home. I didn't really see any, big closers. If you remember one, I don't really remember anything coming from like out of the clouds. So you had to kind of stay in touch on this racetrack, especially like around the 3/16 pole. You wanted to be within, at least a couple lengths. You didn't want to fall further back.
That's what I kind of saw as well. Like you can close, but you have to be within at least 3 to be able to make that up. You don't see anyone coming from 8, 9, 10 out at all. But yeah, looking forward to it again. I must admit, I've gone a bit speed favoring in my picks here today. So let's hope that works out as we'll kick things off here with the first race on the card. Of course, that's the start of the early pick 5 sequence. 12% industry low, take out 50-cent minimum dollar. Go to first.com/bet, download the First Bet app and use it to play the fun sequence that we have coming up here once again. And we'll start here with 4-year-olds and upwards, who's never won 3 races in their career. The nickel claiming level, 5.5 furlong dash. And we'll start out with the number 1 Tappahannock, who you have on top here. We do have a video of Tappahannock and Pascal Chant here at Laurel Park, which was on the 26th of February, where Tappahannock is kind of entangled in a pace duel there.
Yeah, and you kind of see, you've got Pascal Chant at 4-1, Tappahannock almost not double that, $9 to 1, 960, I should say. Who had the tougher trip? And I'm going to say Tappahannock did. I mean, you see Pascal Chant just sitting there inside off a very spirited duel. Company Clown dueling with Tappahannock. Company Clown, a Claudio runner. And here comes Jungle Warrior, who was, I can't remember if he was dropping a little freshing, but he brought that rally that we've seen him do in the past, and he rolled right on by. Those internals, Naomi, when you go back, and I glanced at that, comparing to some of the 6 furlong races. Now, these were girls, but they were 2 other than optional, allowance, 2 other than. Their internals were 23, 46, and 1. It's 22 and 3, 45 and 3. Tappahannock was zipping through some really, hot fractions, battling through that. I don't think he necessarily needs the lead either. He's quick. You've got Tiz Auction Time, Fernwood Drive to the outside that are going to bring some flow. I like, Geraldo's going to be able to get him in position with a good break that first 1/8 of a mile, 3/16. Then he can decide what to do, because you look at a horse going to go back, he's kind of stalked and moved into a good pace at 7/8 of a mile. I think he's improving. I think he gets it done in the opener.
Yeah, I was kind of flip-flopping between Tappahannock and Pascal Chant. And yes, you're right. Tappahannock did a lot more running up front and still was able to hold off a close from Pascal Chant. Yep. However, I've kind of sometimes been caught out by going, okay, now this was did a lot more running. That, is the tougher runner here. Yeah. But Pascal Chant does tend to navigate himself a nice sort of stalking trip. So if they do go fast up front, Pascal Chant might just be the one that gets that perfect position, saves energy, saves ground. I'm kind of banking on maybe that happening today. So I ended up with Pascal Chant just getting the nod over Tappahannock, but massively respect Tappahannock in this spot once again. Race number 2, going to 1 turn mile for fillies, maiden 10 for the 3-year-olds. Now these are tricky races sometimes to figure out, but I do feel slightly confident that Shera's Kid, when getting back to a fast track and dropping in class, is going to fare a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, dropping in class, the races, I mean, you see the figs, see the final times in these races. Nothing, kind of just really leaping out at you. I think she's a little vulnerable. I think they're going to jump on these figs at 9 to 5 morning line. She might even go off a touch lower. I take a little lean. You're talking speed today, maybe taking a shot. I'm going to go with the 4. Who's Your Daddy? Who I think with an aggressive ride, Geraldo again getting in light, can kind of get to the front in here, relax. Moser's hitting about 20% with the dirt routers, bottom side. I mean, yeah, I've seen some of these horses in this family. The mare was a killer, ran 11 for 33, had some speed, and could carry it a little bit. So I'll take the shot here with the 4, maybe to go coast to coast.
And trainer Jerry Rope, sprinter route, 33% winner, so clearly very capable of getting them to go long with success. And it seems like she's been improving in her last 2 starts. So if she continues to get better with each start, she might indeed steal it from the front here. And as you mentioned, 10 pounds getting off with John Geraldo doesn't hurt either when you're going over the short sprinting distances and you want to get away and it feels like there's nothing on your back. I mean, I understand. I use the number 2 Mike's Jewel underneath, as well as we'll get going with a 3rd race here. Beaten Nickel claiming a mile and an 1/8. Now, I know we always, when we look at these mile and 1/8 race, both of us at this level are always looking for a horse that stays the distance. And I think both of us looking at Haynes Fever can say, yes, he stayed it before and he can say it again.
Yeah, I mean, he's a horse that has probably, I'd say, even the best early speed and best staying power when you really break it down. So it's his race to lose. This barn has been burning me, though. He's been burning some money. Only 2 for 30.
Still waiting to get back in form.
Yeah, they got to get back in form. But one horse that really hasn't tailed off tremendously is Haynes Fever. And I like the effort that he kept trying on a sloppy track last time. He can handle a mile and 1/8. The flow's going to be to his liking. I think he finally hangs on for a win.
I think he's going to be the controlling pace, as you mentioned. So this, to me, seems to set up quite nicely for him. I use the number 4 Mozon underneath. First time at Laurel, has tactical speed, coming over from being trained in New York. And the works are good enough in comparison up there in New York for this level, that 49 and 3, 21st of 109. I thought, okay, that's decent enough, and has run strong enough figures in the past to maybe be a little bit of upset. Carol Cedino takes the ride for David Dunham. Wanted to include him in second. Was Was flip-flopping the horses underneath around a little bit, but ended up on the unknown factor. But you use the number 7 Monkeys Meadow. Michael Gorham and Sheldon Russell, we've seen them do well at this level together.
Yeah, and this is a situation I'm going to kind of throw an X through the last race. Cross it out. The sloppy sealed surface never really picked up his feet at all. But the 2-back, 3-back number, like, you know, close to a 60 fig. He's not going to get a real quick pace, but he's a staying type of horse. He just offers value to me. I'm going to give him a shot back on a fast track. Should be able to just drop in, lope around, pick things up around the quarter pole, and hopefully kind of roll in late and get a piece of it here to complete this exacta. So I'm looking for a little value, and I think you'll get a little bit off of that last number last time. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, talking about the pace, I mean, Haynes Fever, if I was Thijs Lies Bustina, I would just get to the front and kind of slow them back down again if nobody's coming with you. So as you mentioned, perhaps not the quickest of pace to run into, which I do think Monkeys Meadow prefers, but we'll see how it unfolds as we move into race number 4, which is of course the start of the Rainbow Pick 6. We don't have a carryover because a lucky person took out, I think it was over 16,000 the pool yesterday for the Rainbow Pick 6. So we'll start again here.
Must have been somebody listening to your picks, because you were right around quite a few of them yesterday. I can tell you that. Tri-Time Girl, right? Paradise Song, Thunder in the Valley. You were all into the mix. So
I was having a good day
Fast
yesterday.
Master. Yes.
I'm hoping to back that up with another career best performance here today and beat the expert. But of course, you created a middle pick 4 tickets as well, which starts right here.
Yeah, $12, very affordable. If you want to add a little bit, go right ahead. 2 deep to get you started. Candy Grant from Mongo, Bolivar back in the barn of Carlos Mancia. We'll use those 2. 5th race as well, 2-3. Don't baggage check. Come on, Al. Just go ahead and send. Gun it for your life here on the front end with the 2. Don't baggage check as your price shot. Race 6, 1, 3, 5, and 7. This is a good little race here, right? The A other than 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs. Silent Service, Sue Loves Barbados. I'm between those 2 is my top selection. Race 7, we'll finish it up. Remain Anonymous is going to be awfully short. 8-5, we got to scratch a Larimore. Probably going to be around even money when it's all said and done. Tweetaway Robin's in very good form and likes to win, so I'm going to toss her in as well. There's your ticket, $12.
I think race 6 is super intriguing today. I did just hear that in race 6 and number 8, it's Sizzling Time is a late scratch. It was one of my picks, so I'll adjust my ticket later on when we get to it. But let's get going here with race number 4, claiming 12,500, 7 furlong the distance. And the number 1 5-card draw went up against No More Talk last time out. Now, I didn't get to the 1, but I did get to the 6, No More Talk, and you used them both on your ticket.
Yep.
He got a bit of a knock, actually, 5-card draw at the start. I do think we have that replay. Okay. Not sure we're going to see the start here, but we can see No More Talk there in going wide and 5-card draw on the rail, kind of slipping through.
Yeah, he's out there again with a shorter field, so he should be able to kind of get into position, not lose too much ground. I like the ride here that Grant Whitaker gave on 5-card draw, saving ground every step of the way, easing out, and just kind of working up between horses. Higher Purpose is a pretty quick horse and ran down a horse here at 5.5 that had a lone lead, and he just kept going well. My 7/8 is just a little too far for 5-card draw. I'm not sure. You watch the gallop out; he was good. He just kept on going with energy. But I think the horse to beat here is going to be Candy Grant from Mongo, the 2, no doubt about it. You look at his speed. You look at the ability back on pages. He can sit just off of it if needed. He held pretty well into a pretty salty field last time out. But Bolivar, back in the barn, needs to come out of the gate. I think he's going to get flow. He's a horse, a little more than a year ago, the horse was capable of running a 90 buyer against a horse like Taco Supreme. He's a pretty good animal, right?
He certainly is.
We're going to need a little bit of
training.
Yeah, we're going to need a little a revival of form. But I think he's worth a shot in here at a price.
I use him underneath. I do think he needs a good speed setup. The faster to go, the better he locks onto them late and really runs them down. I think last time out there was there was no pace whatsoever, and he was way too far back. So I think that kind of undid him there because he didn't start that strongly out of the gate. So as you mentioned, needs to get out of the gate, comes in there via the claim for Carlos Mancia. Yeah, I'm going with speed on top. Candy Grant from Mongo dropping in class here. One with ease against foes at this level, 2 starts back. Cuts back again to the 7 furlongs. I think that's going to suit him because he struggled a little bit there in that final quarter of the mile trip he went last time out. As we'll take a quick commercial break, but do stay with us.
And they're off. the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.
Welcome back to Laurel Park. We're on the 5th race of the day. 9 strong card. Beautiful sunny sky. Glad to have you with us once again. 5th race we're on here, which is another 5.5 furlong sprintiness. Like I said, Keith, it's speed on speed today. I'm looking forward to it. Both of us locked on to the number 3, Scamper Along, who, if she bounces from the stalls, I think it can kind of be game over for everyone here. We do have a video of her last effort where she went gate to wire that day in quite impressive fashion. Did all the heavy lifting, sprinted away on the turn, didn't even, take a breath, which is exactly what you want to see for a 5.5 furlong sprinter.
Yeah, you made a very good point. She needs to come out of the gate like she did last time. She was able to kind of make that bid, right till about past the 5/8 into the half and got it in a super. Look at her, just kind of in hand, dictating around the turn, second off the claim. But she talked about 2-back, 3-back race. She really didn't come out of the gate great. Yeah. So with a sharper break here, I think she's going to take the measure of a horse like Don't Bag It Check. I'm going to throw the 2 in there because she's pretty quick in her own right. And I've seen her carried at a price here before. So that's going to be my value user within the race. But can't scamper along. I like the move right back here. Work through these conditions. You got the win off the claim. You bounced up to 8. Let's come back to 5. On it or just off the lead, I think she gets it done. We've got a stat here for Sal Ramirez. Here we go. Last 2 years on the dirt. 20%, but 6 for 10 in the money. Second off a claim. Look at that ROI. It's a good one at $6.40. Smaller sample, but I think this horse is going to be a smaller price, but get a win for you. Second off the claim.
Yeah, I like that juicy return of investment there.
Yes.
We'll see if Scamper Along will get us some money on the day. As you mentioned, you use Don't Baggage Check underneath for Marius Ray Jr. Ran at Charlestown in the last 2 starts. So back out to the 5.5 furlong. I'll be 4.5 2 starts back on the fast track. Decent enough ever so. She certainly is fast early too. So I dare say Scamper Along. We were just saying she does have to get out because otherwise you have a horse on her inside that has shown that she can sprint up the 4.5 furlong distances, and now comes in here 5.5. She has the speed.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And we're going to throw the 5. Pete's Pride. I like the ride that Grant gave last time. Did not, said I'm not going to go out and try to duel with Keeper in Spite. I'm going to take back, bring a little finish. That was a good ride there. And Congress Hall brings a little value, especially off the line last time out. This horse, she's been close to these type of horses in the past. But Scamper Along, if she's anything like we just saw in that video, she's going to win.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I think we're both confident enough in her on the day here. As we move on to the 6th race. 3-year-olds, one other than the optional claimer event here. 6 furlong. Now, this is the race that we do have a late scratch here of the number 8. It's Sizzling Time. Fabrice Alcibiades Cortez. Fortunately, because I liked him a little bit here, sort of outside speed, but not lining up now. So I've put in 007, who I have respect for as well. I go with the number 6, though. Escapability for Del Capuano. Terrific work coming into this. Minute flat and 2. Fair bit of speed. I like Sheldon getting on here for Del Capuano. I always think it's quite intriguing when Sheldon gets it right. He's going to put him right in there. And Sheldon and Del have kind of sneakily been starting to partner up a little and hit at about 18%. So I'm taking it.
I'm sure those connections don't mind the assist here with the scratch if it's Sizzling Time, because the 8 is fast and was going to take it to the 6 early. So gets a major help there with this scratch. So escapability is quick. I still think 6 furlongs might be a touch vulnerable because there's some other horses in here that are fairly quick as well that can kind of keep him in his sights, and I think maybe go by. That's the 3, Sue Loves Barbados, and the 1, Silent Surface. Do we have a video of the 3?
We do.
Okay,
indeed.
let's show that one real quick. I'm really torn between the 3 and the 1. So either way here, 2 for 1 here for you in this race. But Sue Loves Barbados this particular afternoon. This is going back to the 5.5 race on the 23rd, where he kind of works up between horses and then just makes a good run. Just can't quite get It's Sizzling Time, who was loose on the lead that particular afternoon. So last time out on the 12th, Naomi, dead rail. Okay, the 12th we know was a dead rail, was there, and just a little bit of a fade into the slower pace. So I think Sue Loves Barbados is going to be okay today from just off it. Silent Surface is another one I think was the favorite in the accelerator race on the 12th. Yeah, it was 3 wide. I talked to some people familiar with Fair Hill. It was a good point. this horse, some of those horses up there missed a little training, but that weather, when it was with the ice and the snow, that track was closed. I think this horse might have missed a work or something. Maybe not quite fully tuned last time out. He's got some talent, so if he's rip raring ready to go, looks like he's on a good path from the work pattern. Silent Service and Sulos Barbados. I'm torn between these two.
Yeah, I gave Silent Service just a little bit of a nod because I liked what I saw in that debut race, 6 furlong, and as you mentioned, perhaps not fully tuned on in his last effort. Now comes back here to the 6. I think that's just going to suit him better. And of course, Michael Trombetta is just hitting so strongly that I kind of gave the slight nod there to a Red Heart Barn with Julian Pimentel, of course, his go-to rider as well. And then I mentioned I put the number 7 in there as well, 007. Number 7, Jeremiah O'Dwyer, Johan Rosado. Now, he's ran a couple of very decent races at this level, but I do wonder, is this kind of, is this him? Have we now kind of exposed him a little bit?
Yeah, and the key, sloppy track last time. The blinkers came back off. Third Lasix today. That was a good effort, but I think people will kind of jump a little bit on that fig. Which, to me, I want a little bit more value from this horse. I just want a little bit more, and I think I can find it elsewhere when moving towards the inside. We'll see. My little price shot's the 5, Palatial Times. I mean, he just really hasn't run a bad race. Look, 4 starts, a win, a second, 2/3. Can handle this distance. Why not? I think he can rally in for a piece.
And £10 coming off once again with John Herald. It doesn't hurt either, as we'll move on to the 7th race of the day here, which is a nice allowance event here for the fillies. 5.5 furlong, fillies and mare 4-year-old and upward. Both of us landed on the number 5 in this spot, which is Remain Anonymous. I feel like this whole pace setup and whatever everyone going on around her, this is going to set up for her, because last time out there was no chance, there was no pace. You had to be honest. Where she likes to run out horses, I think she likes to kind of take her time and then come with a really decent close. But she's been so strong and consistent in all her tries at this level. She's placed in all of them.
Yeah, she's faced the right kind, certainly, and she hasn't had the trips that she really wanted. She should trip out today, and her punch that she brings is going to be enhanced, and I think it should if she's right, it should overwhelm these horses the last maybe 1/8, 16th of a mile. So I think she's going to get past Tweety Robin, but she's only won one race, right? Tweety Robin, she's a mare that's with Philly. Is she a Philly? Yeah, Philly. That's won 6 races. She's kind of been all or nothing, 6-14, no seconds, no thirds. But love the form she's in. 5.5 suits her perfectly. But into that pace again with a horse like Calypso Ghost, Margie's Heaven, Behind the Couch. I just think it sets up beautifully for this 5 at a short price.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Tweet Away Robin, as you mentioned, comes in here 2 in a row. Nickel level, and then the starter was good enough. Company, excuse me, because we do know those stars come up tough, and that one did as well. So she's, I felt, kept the right company in her last race and kind of proven that she can step up back to this. And as you mentioned, she's won plenty, so really does want to get her nose in front and is gonna certainly try and take off with it. But I'm banking on Remain Anonymous to come with that swooping late close for Michael Trombetta, Jahavian Toledo on board. He used the number 2 as well, which is Calypso Ghost, as you mentioned, very, very fast early. Is she going to be good enough for this group that comes out of that same race as Tweet Away Robin? But I just thought Tweet Away Robin was a little bit more tenacious late.
Yeah, a little bit. I tell you, she forced the issue. She's proven on every kind of surface. So I don't know. I thought she was kind of disrespected at the window last time, and I thought she wasn't going to run that great. She ran very, very well. Can she bring it back? Second time off of a claim was with Claudia, was with Kieran. That's the biggest question for me. But, you go back to the Maryland Million, she ran against a horse like Odd Gal, who's a winning type of horse that could be competitive certainly in here. So I'll toss her into the mix. But, Renee, there's no hibiscus punches in this race last time I checked. So. Yeah.
True, very true. Hibiscus Punch, very, very tough mare, of course. And we'll move on to the 8th race of the day, 2 other than Optional Claimer, going 6 furlongs. I looked towards the 4. You went towards the number 1, Torch of Truth. We do have a video of his last effort, which was his first start after quite a long layoff, 264 days off. I thought it wasn't a bad comeback race at all. He did lack early speed, and we did see Shanghai Superfly, who's reopposing here, press the issue.
Yeah, we got to talk real quick. Major scratch here, right? In the loop. Scratched out of this race. Wow.
He was my top selection.
Yeah, you got to love, Shanghai Superfly up close, made a good move to engage, still having fun, who I did not predict would be on the lead in that race and just ran off ultra game. But, Torch of Truth, it looked like to me, this horse off of a break from June to February, got the right kind of prep, was relaxed early. Julian said, hey, we're going to fire this thing home from the 3/16. And look at him gobbling up ground. He really finished up well. Stat Mike, off of this type of level, you see second off of 180, about 30%. Was hoping in the loop would stay in, with the flow, with not away and in the loop. We're not going to get him in the race. But Torch of Truth, he really fired home nicely, shortening up a bit in here.
So I went to the speed horse because in the loop is gone and not away can possibly just take the lead and run with it from there on, instead of having in the loop who would be so tenacious trying to press the issue and trying to get the lead. So I thought that was a big change when it came to that. And then the one improvement, I think, definitely after that layoff and then having that race underneath his belt where he ran very credibly late. But I'm thinking I'm going to go with the speed, so I'm banking on Lacey Gaudet and her fiance Johan Rosado to get this one home for me. But you used the number 3 underneath as well, which I do too, which is Shanghai Superfly, who we just saw as well. Very tenacious sort that clearly hung on, well late there after being right up the pace.
Yeah, he's just steady. He's not extremely fast, but he's steady. Real gritty effort last time to get up. One of his top efforts. If you really want to take a look at it. But shorter field here. Torch Truth with that scratch might have a little bit more to do than I would have liked, but I'm going to come back with him with that angle. He's got some big races on his page, and I love the way he finished up last time.
As we'll finish things off here with the 9th race on the day, 7 furlongs distance. No maiden 10 this time, Keith, for us to stumble over. No, claiming 16 4-year-olds and upwards. I was flip-flopping a little bit between the 5 and the 2. I had a 2 on top Martini Lane before for Hugh McMahon. But I kind of, he keeps not putting his nose in front. He's always right there, but does he really want to be in front? I wasn't too sure, so ended up with the number 5, the Revenger, a speed horse for Miguel Vera, who just last time out kind of faded a little bit in the stretch, but now getting back to the 7 furlongs. I think just going to give him a bit of an easier race.
Yeah, you go back and watch these races sometimes, and you look at running lines, and you say, well, the horse was there, he was a head behind, he was 2 back, and then he's 11 back. And you automatically say, well, he just quit, Go back and watch. He got himself, into that really quick duel up front. They were going fast.
Yep.
He was still giving effort. Just watch the horse. Don't watch anything else. Don't watch the other horses. And you still see him trying. He actually got in his own little battle with a horse at the back of the pack and outdid him. So the Revenger here, I think he takes it to Distant Thunder. Distant Thunder maybe tries to take it to him. He disposes of that speed, and then he's going to have to hold off Martini Lane and even Tyreek here going second back off the reclaim for Damon Dillatevica. So Martini Lane, interesting little drop back. This horse is really kind of taken to the surface at Laurel.
Yep.
Good effort last time. He's not extremely fast. His figures aren't glamorous, but he's shown to be steady here. He's a steady horse, tough to leave out of your exactas.
Yeah, and I like using Tyreek underneath the reclaim as well for Damon Dillatevica. Clearly, they like the horse. I don't think it's pure sentimental reasons, as he's only a 5-star 1 winner, but they clearly see some potential here to bring him back and get a couple of wins out of him. So I wanted to be on board if they do. As we'll finish things off with a lightning round, Keith. My favorite part of the show here.
Yeah, okay. What do we got?
Of course, Paradise Song yesterday, first leg of the Stronach 5. I do think we have the stretch replay. I think we've got a nice filly on hand here. I don't know if we can see it. Yep, you can see her right there coming up on the outside. And Julian Pimentel actually hadn't properly asked her yet when he came round the bend.
No, I think the short com was like asked at the 3/16, nudged on a little bit here with some hand urging, little drift in, and watch the last 70 yards, just confidently handled, gear down to the wire. Was talking to Ronnie a little bit, Pimentel's agent, and just saying, man, I hope they keep her just sprinting. 6 to 7. Horses like that. Sometimes, I'm no trainer, but people they say, oh, let's go ahead and do what she does best. She's got that sharp turn of foot. She's got some ability. Buyer figure 81 off of that race yesterday.
Solid.
Pretty salty. Yeah, for a 3-year-old filly sprinting around here.
Yeah, huge effort there. I'm looking forward to seeing her in stakes company, because I dare say that's where they're going to point her next.
She may have been entered in a stake. I think she was and scratched out of a stake, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and check that.
Well, it'll be good to see her once again, because I think she has plenty of talent. As I predicted before that race, said whoever comes out of this clearly is best at quite a tough optional claiming field here. So we'll get to the next sport, which is talking about an up-and-coming trainer here. Brittany Russell confirmed that she's got 10 stalls up in New York for the upcoming 48-day Belmont Park Spring Summer Meet. Of course, she won the Jimmy Wingfield with Maryland-bred Hello Hot Rod, sibling to Hello Beautiful. She's currently, I think, 5th in the trainer standings here. So, of course, I wish her the best of luck. How do you think she'll fare up north?
She's going to be just fine, it looks like to me. I mean, she's getting some quality horses coming into her barn. You're seeing what they're doing with some of those horses that aren't quite up to snuff. They're dropping in. They want to clear out some stuff. So, yeah, obviously, you know, she's learned from some of the best in the business. She's obviously tied on, you know, handling everything. And, yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. So, I think no problem there for her. She's shown she can handle it.
I have to second that.
And that's a lot of pressure, too. That's a lot of pressure she's probably been under. And the outfits that are giving the horses, you know, she's obviously gained their trust. They respect her. And, yeah, she's going to do well. I believe so. Yeah, she
manages her runners very well, which is reflected by her winning percentage. And we can't wait to see how she'll fare up in New York. And we wish her good luck as we'll move on to some Penn National news. Hollywood Casino Penn National Racecourse announced that the 300 grand Grade 2 Penn Mile as well as the 100 grand Penn Oaks will return again after COVID-19 forced them to not hold it, excuse me, last year. So it's wonderful to see it back again, carded for May 28th. And then some local online sales news. Wanamaker's have unveiled their catalog for their 3rd online auction of the year. About 18 on offer, including a couple of Maryland breds. And this is from yearlings to broodmares to racing prospects. So always fun to at least have a look. I had a look. It's kind of tempting. You're sitting there watching all these photos and horsing like, I have a couple of grand maybe. If anyone wants to partner with me.
Yeah, if you got a couple grand, I'm going to have to borrow it. But, yeah, how about a raise and a contract for the people here? No, I'm just saying. But looking at that catalog, I glanced at it. And, yeah, it's an interesting way to go for some people that are looking maybe to get into the business. Hey, you might get something a little bit cheaper that you might at another. So I don't know. But FIA was sold, right, on that site, you know, for a big number. So, yeah, I did check that out. There was a few in there that kind of piqued my interest. But I not right now. Not with the kids in school, the college tuitions or anything. So I told you, if anybody wants to create a Fustel fund, go right ahead. Yeah, we'll take it.
That's it. Buy horses before you have children, because otherwise you might have some issues there when it comes to that. But yeah, Wanamakers, do go to wanamakers.com and have a look. Wonderful website. Beautiful videos and photos, very professionally laid out, and they'll help you with everything. As we'll wrap up this today at the races for the day. Keith, I'm going to be away for a little bit.
I know. Where are you headed?
Very fortunate to go to Dubai. I'm flying out today for the World Cup. Can't wait to be part of the media notes team up there. And of course, we have plenty of Americans going over. Mystic Guide, Jesus' team, Dubai World Cup, and a fair few others as well. So I wish everyone good luck, and I can't wait to get there in the warm weather. And you'll hold the 4th, right, with Tim?
Yeah, that's what I do. You know, we sit here. There's always a park bench for me to lay out, you know, and I'll be right back here to do the work. So, yeah, we got you covered. Go enjoy Dubai. Have a couple cocktails while you're out there and enjoy it. But, no, you'll do a great job. It's good. Good. You're there representing us. So, you know, we're banking on you. Yeah.
Glad to hear it. Well, happy to know that Laurel Park is in safe hands.
Sure they are.
With you and Tim as well. And I wish you both the best of luck. And, of course, good luck with your selections today. And good luck to me trying to beat everyone and beat the experts. So bring it on, guys.
All right. Good stuff. Safe travels, Naomi. Yep.